This week, we think about the third strategic question when considering our opening offers. That question is how? How should we deliver an opening offer? Well, there's two options. There's extreme but soft, and there's reasonable but firm. As we think about these two options, one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is they deliver an extreme but firm opening offer. Typically, the response in those kind of situations is the other side will walk out, or the other side won't respond at all, a dance won't start, and a deal won't get done. Now, in response to those dynamics, what I see people often do is instead of inserting an element of softness, they instead make concessions and make the offer more reasonable, which limits their opportunity to deliver an outstanding deal. And so I want to invite you to embrace the softness of an extreme offer. Softness looks like this. It may look like someone looking across the table at opposing counsel, let's say, and saying, I've settled a lot of other cases like this, right around $100,000. That's what we're ready to do. What do you think? It perhaps, in a business context, may be someone looking across the table and saying, I've done lots of deals like this. Usually these deals are right about $35,000 or so. What do you think? Now, in doing that, notice we've thrown out a number. We've placed that anchor. And yet, we can still back off of that number if we need to. If the other side blows up and goes crazy, if they know that that's not going to work and they communicate that to us by perhaps standing up or walking out or whatever the case might be, there's the opportunity where we can simply say, hold on a second here. This deal is perhaps a little different. We can keep talking. We can keep thinking. How is it that we can move forward? You see, the trick to this is you want to test the other side. You want to place that anchor and have that influence. But only if you need to do you have to move off of it. And by pitching it softly, that helps you to do so. Now, the other option is reasonable but firm. Here's where we've made some concessions prior to making that opening offer. And it's critically important for the other side to know how it is that we're negotiating. They also need to know the context of our offer. And so that firmness, all the information that we share to try to sell that number, that firmness needs to come before we deliver the number. Think about it for a second, for those of you in business. How many times have you slid a proposal across a table to a prospective client, only to see them skip through the first 10 pages of the proposal looking for that final page that has what? You know it. It's the number. You see, what they've done is they've skipped all of the firmness and they've gone straight to the number. And in doing so, they don't have a proper context for that number. And so it's important that the firmness, that the context be delivered first before you give them an opportunity to evaluate the number. You also need to help them understand that you're not going to have a lot of rope to negotiate with. You're not going to have a lot of room to make big concessions. They need to understand that up front. You need to properly manage their expectations. So it's extreme but soft, or reasonable but firm.